What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. Tyson Fury reveals the only person that can defeat him, and he says it's himself. He says, the only person that can beat me is me. I have beaten everybody that possibly there is to beat, and no one can beat me because I am the best fighter that came out of a woman's you-know-what, and that's how it's going to remain. So until I beat myself, nobody can beat me. And let me counterpunch. Boy, ain't that the truth. You know why that's the truth, people? Because the only person that can beat Tyson is Tyson, because Tyson is the only person that he will allow to beat himself, because he won't allow anybody else to do it. If you put yourself in a situation, and if you think strategically on who to fight, who to beat, who to compete against, no one will ever beat you. So you think. The truth is, though, I think a fighter loses when he fails to do the best that he could possibly do. He's failed before, and I think he knows what that is. I don't think the mental illness had everything to do with his downfall. I think his choices are the reason why he put himself in a situation where it appeared like he had mental illness, because he did have mental illness for a while. See, anytime you get strung out on drugs or anything like that, or a drunk, or, you're taking something that affects the way your mind and your body works. Yes, that's a part of mental illness, addiction. What's the word? Alcoholism. Those type of things, binging, something you're dealing with receptors and chemicals in your body, and Tyson Fury saying he didn't want to live anymore. He got to a point where he felt there was nothing else to do. But then I think when you get to a point where you are at your pinnacle and you do a bunch of drugs and drink a lot, you may come to that conclusion because you're not sober. You're not soberly thinking the way you're supposed to think. So therefore, if you're out drinking and partying and doing drugs by the truckloads, and you're hanging out with guys that you normally don't hang around with, before you got this newfound fame, that's the mindset you can put yourself in. Now, the good thing is, people, the very best, he stopped doing that like he used to. I still think Tyson parties his ass off. I mean, don't get it twisted. I think he still goes, for what he knows. But I think he does it in moderation because he knows where it was or where it put him. And I just think, honestly, Tyson Fury was a drug addict. I don't think, mentally, that's addiction is a mental illness. Being a fucking kleptomaniac is a mental illness. A lot of things can cause you, there's different mental illnesses. Mental health, my mental health. That's a slogan, okay? That's a term used for somebody that's dealing with some sort of problem. But just because they call it mental illness don't mean it's the same thing all the time. I think in Tyson's case, he just partied too much. And then he was just unable to really get himself motivated. I think the same thing happened to Tyson Fury. It's the same exact thing that happened to Roberto Duran. There you go. I think, he beat Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard is a representation of Vladimir Klitschko, because they're pretty much on the same level at the time frames and their fighting eras. And I think what happened, he beat him, and I think he got a lot of money for doing that. He got a lot of recognition. A lot of people didn't think he could do it, but he showed people and he proved people wrong. And now it's time to party and live the fruits of your labor. And I think he was trying to do that, and he wasn't used to what that entailed. Being a unified champion entails you to fight the next fighter after that, and the next fighter after that, and you're unified. So you got to fight 3 of these dudes, or 2 of them a year, or 3 of them a year, and you have to have purse bids, and you have to deal with networks, and you have to fight these different challengers. He wasn't ready for all that shit. He just beat a guy that other people didn't think that he could beat, and he did it. and he did it one time, and he owed him a rematch. He didn't give him that rematch, and then UCAD came back like gangbusters. I don't know what that was about, but you know what I mean, that I think that made him more just to say, fuck it, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, he might have took something, sure. But at the end of the day, he started doing drugs because I don't think he was used to that lifestyle, because he wasn't used to making that type of money. He wasn't used to that type of notoriety. And I think that alone crushed him. From Robert, from Duran to Ruiz, or should I say Duran to Tyson Fury, then Ruiz, because Ruiz went through that same shit. I think Ruiz did a lot of partying, you know, and that he doesn't talk about. See, that wife shit, remember she exposed him? Well, yeah, that was some real shit, bro. It came from the fact that she was the one that knew what he did that other people didn't know what he was doing. That wasn't close to him. That's why he came in 283 pounds, because he probably lost 15 or 20 pounds. He was probably over 300 pounds, being fucking 5'11", okay? So back to Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, he was a guy that knows what that's like. And if anybody beats him or he gets defeated, it will be himself making the wrong decisions. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Tyson Fury revealing the only person that can defeat him is him. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace!